Let's review some more games. Cezary takes white, Robert takes black. Interesting. Black doesn't play this. Then white would certainly play here, and probably knight's move or large knight's move I think is possible as well. Yeah, it would be something like this. But black just takes, white cuts, and then what should white do? Actually, white can still play here, and maybe it reverts to the variation we know. Black can also try to split, but the shape of black is not great. But white decides to just take, and it is also good. Black jumps. Alright. The game continues. Invasion. Okay. Possible. It will certainly give black a lot of strength, which will be helpful in building Moya. So yeah, on the other hand, it's difficult to invade. Black is already so strong, but it's also far from each other, so not sure. Maybe this new Joseki is not a bad choice here. Oh, sorry. This? Yeah, the classical move. But okay, any invasion should be fine. And then black just connected the side. That's a very conservative move. Black can afford playing much larger scale, because when white invades, white is so lonely here. Black is so strong on both sides, white is not attacking anything. This is not a usual corner enclosure, because it leaves a hole at 3-3 and black invades. And now how do we play? It's good to learn this Joseki. How to continue this. In the game, black played Hane, bump, and left it. But this way, white will have these moves in center. Probably black plays here, or maybe this one, okay, but this one leaves an agi of a double call. Anyway, this is white center, so black is left with only 6 points, blocked on both sides. There is a better way for black. The better way is to attach. White is not going to play from this side, because then black splits. So white needs to play here. Then, I mean, the order of moves is not obligatorily like this, but let's show it this way. Then black plays here, white cuts. What can white do otherwise? Like this, black is rather happy. So white cuts, Hane, connect, white connects, black connects. And there is an agi left, so maybe white adds a move, but this feels a bit slow. This is a Joseki. And other variations are a bit worse. So black started with Hane, it's still fine, but then black needs to attach and then play this and this. I mean, maybe also possible to just go back, but then white will ignore it, and to this move white will react somehow differently. I'm not sure about Hane, maybe just jump. Okay, this was a bit suboptimal. Then black plays a shoulder hit. How do we answer this? So the common answer, the most common answer is here, then extend up, and here, and here. If black plays here, white cuts, and a fight starts, but maybe also possible for black to simply connect from this side, because white is so strong on the bottom. So alright, it's possible for white to split black, but at least we are not afraid about our group getting weak at the bottom. So this is one possibility. If we are very strong on the bottom side, then maybe other idea might be to attach here. If we attach here, then we split black immediately. Black has this good continuation. Can we play this one? It's a bit nasty. It leaves a bad agi in white's shape, so maybe white needs to connect instead. But the stone is very lonely. Well, now it also has space, so maybe it's fine for black. In the game, white plays from the other side, It feels to me that it's not really a good distance. White is so strong that white should rather try to attack the stone from the outside and not from the wall. And here it should be easy, relatively easy for black to build shape. It's possible to play here and jump. I think it makes sense. White might play here, but then we hane, and what happens? Will white dare to cut? I don't think so. So maybe white plays this one and something like this. White is thin in the corner. Just look at the weaknesses. In the game we see just a block and then attachment, possible. So it goes similar to the variation we looked at before. And now an important moment of the game. What should white play? In the game white plays push and then play here. And this looks very weird. Cannot white just play a keima? And wouldn't black anyway answer here? I mean, maybe not. Because at the end of the day, it's not such a big threat that white plays this one. Black can afford it. But still, it's a nice shape for white. Okay, but in the game white simply gets it in gote, so it's better to play keima first and then also in gote, but at least we are pressuring black better. Why did white not play it? I don't know. Was white afraid of this one? This is not something to be afraid of. Was white afraid of this? Also doesn't seem scary. Though I don't know what white was thinking. Maybe white was afraid. But anyway, this is one way, but maybe there is a better way. Cut. Isn't this the perfect moment to cut? If black gives away the two stones, it's big, isn't it? And still this needs to be fixed somehow. I mean, white first takes a considerable profit and then play further. I mean, we are already happy with what's happening on the board. It's also not easy for black to block white. There actually, I don't know, maybe just here. Okay, this is just good enough. And if black plays here, then it's the same. And if block, then we play the knight's move. And now for sure this doesn't work. This is a disaster for black, so black needs to play something like this, and then, well, it's just like the game, but we forced black into a really bad move. And these exchanges don't change much. Maybe they are even a plus for the future. For now we will certainly play here. But in the game white simply plays this in gote, and now this turning stone looks really, really weird. Black blocks. Yeah, here I was talking before that maybe this move is better. Even after white blocks, black is completely alive locally, right? Or am I blind? This looks completely alive. Just a double ko. But double ko is alive. And it matters for the outside a lot. This move is center. I mean, it's very easy to invade. So actually, I think that humans were not playing these moves in this shape. This move and in an analogous shape, but from the other side, the descent to here. I mean, if you imagine that the L shape has a leg here and not here, then that descent. No, that I am delusional. No. Forget that one. Which was it? There are some more descents in the L shapes. Maybe just also this leg of an L shape, but if you imagine that there is no stone here and black can descend to here to affect what's happening on the left side. Yeah, this descent also gives unconditional life. Yeah. So humans were not inclined to play such moves, but AI really prefers them. Things that affecting the outside is more important than the yaji of the double ko on the inside. Alright, the game continues. Here. And then it seems that white is managing something to squeeze black a little bit on the side and get something on the outside, but then black chooses a counter attack. And white played very strange here. played Atari Descent, and maybe white can manage the life of this group, but here white already has an empty triangle. I mean, in a moment it's coming, you will see. Yeah, empty triangle, such a bad shape. Why would we ever get into such a bad shape? Instead, why wouldn't we extend? I don't understand. So maybe white didn't realize that this actually threatens a net. So white thought that black will play around here, and then white didn't see that this net captures black. This is the strongest black's resistance, but then we can use this ladder. Oh, maybe... sorry. This is not the Tetsuji at all, because splitting these groups doesn't matter for anything. So yeah, so this is just a net, and I think it works completely, or even if not completely, then almost. And almost is already very good. I mean, like this it's good, and like this it's... I would be satisfied as white. Black, well, maybe doesn't have to add a move, but if black doesn't add a move, then black is completely sealed. I mean, of course white doesn't play this now because it might be small, but black is completely sealed. So yeah, this is good enough. But even if white doesn't see this, I mean, still this is the shape. Actually, this isn't this center for a connection? Maybe no. Okay, sorry. But this is a shape, and this matters a lot. For example, this is center. We are getting strength against this group. It's more important than these few stones. We will now use it. Let's play here. And black tries to live somehow, let's say. Black does some tricks. But I don't know, like, likely in the fight which follows, we might get some move which will actually activate this. And even if not, we can just play center exchanges, and later, at the very least, play a ladder maker. So this is just a good shape. This move is just a good shape, and basically white shouldn't really think. White should just play it. If white is afraid of this, then probably it was better to change something now, but not like maybe this, but not play this Atari, because it fixes black's shape so much. Because I didn't talk, but I hope that this is rather clear, that if now black saves the stone, then for sure white has really a lot of options what to do on the inside. For example, this move looks completely disastrous for black. Yeah, and this way it was easy for black. At the end, black also didn't have super easy time making life with his group. I think that a solid connection might have been better, because we will see how white attacks. Yeah, so maybe now we should connect, but then the shape is already a bit strange with this empty triangle, maybe. But actually, why not? In the game it's like this, and white gets really a lot of moves on the outside. But still it's good for black. The result is good for black, because white is enclosed. Yeah, I mean, it's all maybe not forced, but it's difficult to expect a much different result than what we see here. Maybe if I were white, I would rather try to play something like this. We should always keep in mind that there is that weak group of black which we might threaten, the one on the bottom. So yeah, we should just not forget. It went like this. Now black does a very smart thing, that black doesn't try to kill the group. Trying to kill would be a disaster for black, because black can lose so much, and white for sure has a local threat. So yeah, then black needs to connect, and if white wants, white can just make life, or if white wants, white can continue playing on the outside, and still it will be difficult for black to start this call. So black waits. This is a very, very mature move. I think that this move won the game, kind of, for black. Though I would also very much like, as black, to play these moves, because it's center for white to block there, and it also creates agi in white shape, certainly, but probably this is more important to just connect the line of stones, make sure that the group on the bottom doesn't get split. Yeah, and then white lost center to live with the group. I think that probably the proper way is to not add this move, because as we said before, this ko is going to be heavy for black. So instead, let's say, especially that the game is simply bad for white if we accept that. So let's say we just play a move and then black tries to start the ko. We have at least this one local threat, and isn't it enough? I mean, I think that black doesn't have any threat which is big enough to compensate for that loss. It's like 20 points what white gets, and the agi is gone if white wins the ko. So I think that black would rather wait with starting the ko, and maybe for now we can play a few useful moves, because otherwise black makes a really big moyo. It's important though to not get into a fight. If black proposes a fight around here, then white should say, okay, before we start the fight, maybe better to live with the group. I mean, also it depends, because sometimes the fight might be just good for us, and we might even consider giving away that group if we can get a lot out of the fight. So this feels bad. For sure, this feels so bad. Black tries to take a lot of points in the center, white also builds, and then I think that white agrees on an unfair birthday cake split with this move, because the share of white seems smaller than the share of black. Instead of playing this hane and giving black yet another stone, adding black yet another stone to his wall, it would have been better to probably play something in the center, to try to maybe somehow try to use these agis, which happened in the game. It was not a bad idea. Maybe something from the other side. This exchange should be bad for white, but then finally white started to do something, and it worked quite well. If black plays like this, black can be really afraid of what follows. So white, this is so painful to lose this stone. Was it not possible to skip this move? I mean, just because you see in the game, then white followed with that. But we can just start with this, and I don't think that black is going to play here. Is he? Maybe black is going to play here. Actually, maybe yes. But the dream is to play this move and then this one. Or if black takes, then we play this. This looks much better than getting that bump into black's diagonal. But maybe we had no choice. Though maybe even this is better, even though it's more difficult now to go deeper there, but at least we can easier cut off black stone. I don't know. In the game, white goes like this, and then goes back. So actually, why not push? I think that the only reason not to push is that we are afraid that black now encloses us and captures. This sounds very risky for black though. For example, this move is center. I mean, for capturing 2 stones of black in a ladder. Though we might be afraid that black decides to kill us all. Though doesn't it look super crazy? Super crazy. I am not sure. Maybe actually it's good to play like this for black. Or maybe white was afraid of the cut. That's interesting choice. An interesting choice. Maybe here. And then here. I mean, probably not. I am just joking with these moves. Yeah. Okay, so it seems that white is forced to play an Atari from one of the sides, doesn't matter which. Like this and this. not good for white. I don't know, white destroyed a lot, but also black took on the other side. So in the game, white decides to protect, and then black protects, and then black finds the final Tesuji, which kind of decides the game. Here, if white blocks, then Atari, and we capture 3 stones. If white saw it coming, probably white would have protected like this. Then it doesn't really work, right? But still, it's a good exchange for black, and then black follows with the normal moves. But yeah, in the game, black goes a bit deeper into white's area with these moves. And then a simple endgame follows, I think. Nothing more changed in this game, and in the end, black simply has more. There was nothing we could do. And I think that what lost the game for white was very early, was this fight. So white started from playing slack. So this is exactly what we call a slack move. This is slackness. This is a brave move, correct shape. We don't care about die or live, but just shape, strong shape, and then we fight. And like this, we play slack. And then white manages to live, and then a very mature move of black here makes it gives no hope to white, because all black's groups are safe right now. Okay, so this is it about this game, and we will move to the next one.